All right, friends. Uh, Good evening, everyone. Hope you all are fine as usual. All right, please, if would be glad if you could quickly acknowledge in the chat box I'm audible and visible to you or not. Greetings. Yeah. Okay, fine. Good. Thanks. Okay, Satya, Yamuna, and everyone here. Okay, programaholic. Fine. Good evening. All right. Take it. Let's take a quick look at what we had done yesterday, the day three of our boot camp. We went to explore CRUD operations of MySQL, create, read, update, and delete. I'm expecting many of you, if not all, might have given the hands on MySQL after installation. All right. Fine. Create was to create the table. Read was to read the data if present in the table. Is it right? And to do that, we had made use of SQL select statement. Correct. And then U was to update the content of the table, but in update operation of CRUD we can use two different SQL statement. One is update itself and the other another one is an alter. Okay. Update works on the data of the table, whereas alter is used to change the structure of the table. Correct. For example, if I want to add a new column or if I want to change the data type of certain column from integer to string, that is varchar, or maybe from varchar to date, something like that. And finally, the D of CRUD was to delete. Again, there were two different SQL statements that we can use to delete, the delete itself and the drop query. Correct? Delete statement of SQL is used to delete the row from the table, one row or maybe more than one row. Correct? And drop statement of SQL is used to drop the table itself. I hope you got my point. Is it right? Okay, let's take a broader look at CRUD today with introducing the constraint part of SQL into it. Okay, what are these constraint? We'll see them one by one as there are three to four types of constraint. So let me share the screen and share today's agenda with you guys first. All right, fine. Okay, it's going to be very much knowledgeable. So please keep your mood on. Okay, fine. Here we go. Okay, fine. Today I keep my SQL workbench launched in front of you. Since past 2 days, we have been learning how to open MySQL Workbench after installation. And let me use, say, yesterday's created connection to log in today. Although creating a new connection is not a big deal, right? You just have to click on this plus sign, give name to your connection. All that connection contained inside is the login detail. It's an old story now since MySQL is an account protected application. Correct? Okay, I log in into my SQL workbench as root user. And if all my friends have remembered, root is nobody but the administrator. Good. Every application software has two types of user. One who is an admin, other who are the local. Administrator always enjoys high privileges. Administrator always can perform the duties and action what others cannot. Alright? Like if you could go back to our day two, I gave an example of WhatsApp group admin. As a group admin of WhatsApp group, I can add new members, I can delete new members, I can control who can send the messages and chat. But as a local user of the group, I might lack all these privileges. Is it right? Fine, so we log in into our connection and workbench as the administrator. I click to day three. It it prompts me to enter a password. So I write my password here 1234. By now, you should have understood this password is set at the time of installation of MySQL. All right. One piece of advice here: we would be glad if those of you who have installed MySQL can work simultaneously along with me. आप साथों साथ काम करेंगे कॉन्सेप्ट और क्लियर समझेगा ठीक है इसे ओके All right, the question that I asked when the lecture began yesterday, what are databases in MySQL called as? Many of you had answered it is also called as schema. Let me go to create a new schema. Of course, it's not compulsory that you always have to create a new schema. All right, you can even use an existing schema. Okay, let me close this file, I don't need it. So I go to schema, I do right click and create schema. All right, all the database can be created with the help of SQL statement create database also. All right, fine. So name of my new schema is, let me say, day 4. I click to apply. Once again, I click to apply and I click to finish. Once the schema created, let me close this box and I go to a query editor. All right. For those who are wondering, how did I get this white color editor in between? Look, you just have to click on this first icon on the toolbar. Okay, fine. In order to create table, that is C of correct people. In order to create a table inside the database, you have to first select the database. That is using the use statement of SQL. Right? So we write here use and the name of the database. Okay, so the database is day 4. Control enter the shortcut that I'm using always to run the query. Although there is an icon here up to remind you, if no error in the SQL statement and execution was successful, you get a green tick in the action output box. Okay, just a moment. Let me see if there is anything specific to be asked in the chat box. Okay, good evening. Good evening. I am good. Fine. All right. As of now, I cannot find any question here. That's okay. Take it. Right. Let's go to create a table called as student. Okay, I create a new table that's student. The table is something we were creating yesterday. Okay, that's create table. The two words part of the syntax of create table query. Okay, create table followed by the table name. Say name of the student table is student itself. Okay, I have just two columns in the table, only two columns. First column is ID and the second column is a student name. Okay, underscores are valid characters in the column name. And just to revise with you guys, okay, column names cannot contain spaces, although it can contain some special characters like underscore. That's it. Columns are also called as field. These are old points. As rows in SQL is also called as a record. Correct. That's all. I created schema with constraint, but I'm unable to use. Okay, Satya. Then you see today what mistake you have gone through. Correct your steps with those that I elaborate and check into what's wrong in your system. Okay? And if it's still not ready to be used, then once again ping me in the chat box. If I come across your chat, I'll answer your question. Okay, I would see why you aren't able to use. Okay, so int, that is an ID of the type integer, and student name, that's varchar, say of the length 10. Okay, my table got created successfully. That means the query executed. Okay, I want to insert two rows in this table. Okay, I want to insert two rows. So I say insert into the two keywords part of the insert query syntax. Insert into table name the following values. Okay, say roll number 1, ID being an integer, it will accept data in the column without quotes, but student name being a string, it has to be entered in the row or a column under quotes. It's an old story now. Okay, since past 2 days, many people are asking in the chat box, instead of single quotes, can we use double quote? The answer is yes. For them, I'm using double quote this time. Okay, so let me say the name is John. Okay, and you see the value got inserted. Open the table using select statement. This was R of CRUD. Read the data of the table. So select star from student. Good. It shows me ID or roll number 1 John is present in the table. Correct. Now let me edit this data and write here, or let me write it again. Okay. Although I can insert multiple values at a time too, at a time you want, you can insert 10 rows in the table, 20 or 100 rows. If time permit, I'll show you that quickly even how to do it. Okay. Say roll number 2 is Jack. So I edit this query and make the name to look Jack, but I forgot to change the roll number. Okay. And by mistake, I execute the query. See, this is going to be a very big problem. Unfortunately, the data got accepted. Now, if you run the table, there are two students, but both the students are sharing same ID. Are you getting it? Both the students are sharing the same ID. Practically speaking, this should be unfair. Is it right? No, two people cannot have the same ID. Two people can have the same name. Is it right? So that a column do not accept duplicate values. Okay, 1 and 1. The ID was duplicate in two different rows, correct? So that a column do not accept duplicate values, we have to set that column as a primary key. I hope you're getting my point. Okay, this is what is primary key in SQL. This is the first constraint. You understand constraint, the English meaning of the word constraint, restriction, to whom we say like pabandi. Is it right? One moment in between. Issue is asking which button to click the console. Issue, this is the button, the first one. Okay, look where my mouse is right now. This is the button. I hope you're getting it. Okay, this is the button, the first one. Right? Create a new SQL tab. This is a button. All right, that's all. And coming back to the concept of primary key. Now, what is the definition of the primary key? A column that allows only unique values. Okay, say once enter the number 1 or 101 or 1001, it won't accept the same ID of any other record. All right, it will not allow the duplicate entry to be inserted in any other row of the table. Isn't it? For example, the PAN card number of the two customer or of the two employees will be same. So by mistake, if data entry operator does copy paste and say enter the row, the database or the table operation must return an error. How can two customer have the same PAN number? Or how the two customer can have the same license number or the passport number? Is it right? For that purpose, what we have to do is we have to declare the column as the primary key. All right, fine. So let's quickly see how to do that. Although I can alter this table, and as of now, I delete it. I said drop student. Okay, drop table. This is the same mistake we were doing yesterday also. We were forgetting this keyword table, which is a part of the syntax. All right. So drop table student. This table exists no more if you try to do select star from student now. If you do select star from student, it says sorry, the table does not exist. Correct? The table does not exist. This is what it says. So no problem. Let me create the table. Okay. I say create table student ID, which is integer, and before you declare the name of the second column, mention this column as a primary key by writing the keyword primary key. Okay, so column number 1 ID of this table student is of the data type integer, as well as this column is a primary key of the table. Right? Just for a moment, if I pause here and I take you to my PowerPoint slide. Manjunath, I'm not audible. I hope I'm audible to others. Guys, I'm audible to you as some of them are writing in the chat box. I'm not audible. Okay, I'm audible. Fine. All right. Okay, let me take you to my PPT. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so starting with the agenda of primary key constraint for the day today. Right? If you could read, primary key constraint uniquely identifies each record in the table. It must contain only unique values, and also it cannot contain null values. All right, somebody was asking you, in fact, in the chat yesterday, the difference between null, zero, or some spaces. No, space, zero, hold values. Even on a number scale, zero hold value. Am I right? Don't you say minus one is less than zero? That means zero has some magnitude. Zero holds value. All the negative numbers are lesser than zero. That means zero का value है खुद का अपना. Is it right? Null means absolutely blank. There is nothing inside. Correct. So if once you declare the column as a primary key, first of all, it will allow only unique data in the column. It won't allow the repetition. How can two boys or two girls or two students in the same class share the same roll number? Is it right? So let's make that column as a primary key. Also, it cannot contain any null values. The last part of that paragraph, you must by heart it, in fact. Always remember, a table can have only one column inside as a primary key. राइट आप बोलोगे ऐसे तो मैं भाई सब कॉलम को प्राइमरी की बनाता जाऊंगा. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग? Every column if I keep making as a primary key. Okay. Fine. Every column if I keep just a minute, voice is not clear, so try to voice recorder mic. I'm clear, right? So Sachin is saying voice is not clear. I'm clear, right? I'm audible, clear and loud, correct? Quick guys, be quick. I'm audible, clear and loud. Or maybe some delay happening. Okay, streaming is clear. Thank you. Fine. Okay, thank you so much. Fine, 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 fine. Sachin, check at your end then, please. Check at your end. Everything is fine at our end. All right. My last part of the statement told that टेबल में एक ही प्राइमरी की हो सकता है. If you say no, I want ID also a primary key, name of the student should also be a primary key, age also should be the primary key. No. Understood? If more than one column you want, see, this is an important point. IMP, note it down. When I declare it IMP, you should make it a point to note it down. If you want more than one columns to hold, say, unique data, then you cannot declare all of them as primary key, but you can definitely declare all of them as unique. Okay, fine. So this is what is the difference between primary key and the unique key. Table can have only one primary key, but table can have multiple unique keys. All right, only one primary key. Fine. I would like to accept your answer in the chat box. Is the concept of primary key clear? Answer with respect to this question, please. Primary key का concept is clear. Okay, maybe there is some delay happening in the chat. Fine, no issues. No, Jaydeep. Okay, for ID and name to be given as a primary key, we have to create them together as a candidate key. All right, Jaydeep, you have to combine them both and create as a candidate key. All right, primary key can be only one. Although we aren't discussing candidate key here, that's beyond the scope. But I still gave you an idea. For your question to be answerable, ID, name, two columns together cannot be a primary key. You have to combine them and make it as a, let me say, candidate key. All right. Anyways, please come back to the point. I would like to add one more point to you for primary key. Again, IMP, please note it down. This is something you will not find on most of the websites who explain primary key. In fact, most of the books also where authors have written what is a primary key. This is my own compulsion. You can say that. See, if a column in the table is a primary key, then make sure it contains auto-generated data. Understood? You have to make sure that it contains data which is automatically generated. For example, For example, 10 students record have been already inserted. Definitely the next one to be inserted should be with ID or roll number 11. Auto increment. Look, Jadip has made my work easier. Understood, Jadip? Thank you very much. You said auto increment. Okay, somebody else is also answering here. These guys are making my explanation part easier by the simple terms. Okay, make them increment automatically. All right, although that part and complexity I will keep it hidden today, but I'm just giving you a rough idea how it is expected. All right, say 125 orders have been placed today, guys. Note it down. Take it as a strong example. All right, say Amazon has processed so far total 125 orders for the day. The next order number should be 126. Is it right? 2000 tickets in the airline is already booked. So the next ticket number or the next booking number should be 2001. Right? In the today's late night show, for example, 27 bookings are already done in the theaters and the cinema. The next booking number should be, or the ticket to be sold must be number 29 or 20, 30, whatever I say. That's called as auto incrementation. Alright, because if you auto increment the primary key, my next IMP point, come on, this is the third one for my friends who are jotting it down. Alright, if you auto increment the primary key, the data entry errors are reduced. राइट, मेरे ऑपरेटर को ये नंबर प्लस करके ना लिखना पड़े, डेटा एंट्री ऑपरेटर को ये खुद ब खुद हो जाना चाहिए. राइट, गुड, ओके, थैंक यू तेजस, थैंक यू सलोनी, थैंक यू जयदीप. Fine, that's all. Coming back to the point now. Okay, so ID, it's a primary key. Student name, I'm not writing full student name, I'm just writing S name. If you write name and it shows you something that it is blue in color, that means it's a keyword, better do not use it. Okay, let me say student name, this is varchar of the size 10. Okay. I executed the table executed, or let me say the table got created. Okay, let me say select star from student, select star from student. All right, the table is here, of course. See, it shows you null because as of now it contains no data. Let me insert the same two rows again that I was trying to insert. Okay, insert into student values. Number one, John. Eyes on the screen, guys. Be focused. Be focused. This operation gave me an error last time, but this time it shouldn't. Okay, actually, it never gave us an error, but it accepted both the students, both the boys with the same roll number. Let's see what happens now. So, control enter. One record got inserted. This is second row I'm trying to insert with the name Jack, but by mistake, I write the ID as one again. Control enter. Control enter. Okay, I think by mistake. 1 minute, please. Okay, here we go. By mistake, I dropped the table. Alright, so I do control enter again. And this time it gives me an error, guys. Look up at this part. This was what we were expecting. And read the reason why it failed. It says duplicate entry 1 for student table is not allowed because it's a primary key. Right? So let me change this number from 1 to 2. You change it from 1 to whatever, but don't keep it 1. आप 2 लिखो या 3 लिखो या 300 लिखो. Nobody is going to bother also. SQL says that I'm not going to ask you also. But don't repeat the number 1 again. Because it's been a unique, declared unique now. Right? So one row is affected. That means a query got executed. Read the data from the table using read operation of CRUD. That is with the help of the select statement. And the table is open with two distinct IDs. Right? Is the use of primary key clear? Okay, coming to you. Okay, I'm audible. Thank you, Faiz. What is the difference between MySQL and MySQL? No, elaborate a question again, Sachin. MySQL and MySQL. Are you asking difference between MySQL and SQL? Then let me know again. Okay, or we have to give up explicitly. Ma'am, primary key will contain auto. No, 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 Jaydeep, no. Jaydeep's question, will it contain automatically increment? Answer is no. For that, we have to write an additional piece of code. I hope you got my point. Is it right? Fine. Okay. Student ID are also different. Aadhaar number are also different. How to decide which column should be declared as a primary key or unique? Fine. The most essential column should be the primary key. Rest columns we decide them to be the unique keys. All right. When I go to unique key, I'll show them. SQLi is a new version of SQL with updated features and properties. Let us say inheritances. There are some patches, you can call it, to be new in MySQLi. That's an updated version. All the syntax of SQL that works on MySQLi is 99.99% same. All right. Some memory management schemes are updated there. All right. Performance is better, you can say that way. Such a. Fine. I hope I answered your question. Right. Okay. Coming back to the point now. Right. Let us see this time. Let us see this time what is the use of unique keys. Okay. So I alter the table. Let me say alter the table. Alter table student. Add. There were only already two columns in the table, right? Already two columns in the table. Let's alter the table to add third column, that is age of the student. That is age of the student. Or let me say not age. Age cannot be unique, right? Many people in the class might be of the same age. So to that column I cannot declare as unique. Let me say pen card number. Okay, pen, which is, for example, let me consider it to be number only. All right, pen as integer, and this one as unique. All right. If you're confused, why are we using with alter? Because the table is already existing. And while creating, how will you do that? Let me keep that execution pending. Let me show you the simple version first before altering. So let's say create table student one, because student is already existing. You have to either drop it and create it, or use create the table with a different name. So create table student one with column ID, int, primary key, student name, that is varchar, it's no key. All right. And let me say the student has a pen. I'm just declaring all of them to be integer as of now. Okay, int. Fine. And this is a unique key. All right. Other than pen, let me say the student might have, let's say, license number or Aadhaar number. Right? Although Aadhaar is a varchar, for simplicity, I'm writing here int. Or let's take varchar. It's fine. 10, which is again a unique key. Okay, please go through the query once before I execute. ID is a primary key. Student's name, it has no constraint. And you should not keep a constraint also, because there is a possibility two students can always have a same name. Is it right? Two students in the class can always have a same name, so there is always a possibility. Then we have a column called as PAN for PAN card, considering it as an integer. Right? I take it to be a unique key. And Aadhaar, considering it as a string, I take it again as a unique key. So what is the difference you notice here? Primary key can be only one, but unique keys can be more than one. Okay, that's the major difference between primary and unique. Otherwise, both of them work in behavior very similar. They do not allow duplicate data and make sure to keep only unique values in. Okay, I do control enter. Okay, the query behind executes successfully. Now let us try to see whether it accepts the unique data only or not. How to prove that Aadhaar and PAN are indeed unique? How to prove that? Right? Slowly, let us see one by one. This is the testing part going on. Again, 200% focus on the screen. Correct me in case if I go wrong. So, insert into the table student 1 these values. ID 1, say name John. Single quotes, double quotes, both are fine. Okay. It's an integer. Okay, it's an integer. Of course, it's a string combination of integers and all. I kept it integer for some reason. Okay, so let me take that integer as 10 or 101. That is considered PAN card is just a three-digit number, like an OTP. Got it? It's just a three-digit number. Okay, com. Aadhaar, I take it something like this: DCSP9IU. All right. Let me run this query. Fine. One row has been inserted. You want, you can run the select query and check. So I say select star from student one. Okay. So pen number of John is 101. Aadhaar number is DCP, something like that. Okay. Next, what we'll do is we'll take care of the primary key not repeating. Otherwise, it will show an error like a last time. पिछली बार जो आपको एरर बताया था डुप्लीकेट की वाला, वो फिर से बता डालेगा. So let's get rid of that. This is ID2. Okay, name I again keep it as John because there are many citizens in the country who have the name John. But of course, they will never have the same pen identity and the Aadhaar identity. Okay, so this part I keep it as not 101 but say 107. And by mistake, in copy paste, wala operation, by mistake, I forgot to change the Aadhaar number of the second John. And I say enter. Look, this operation gave me an error here, people. Duplicate entry for DCSP9IU because it's a unique key. Understood? Duplicate entry means this column is not cannot allow the duplicate. So what I will do is, okay, let me change something from here. Instead of the last U, I change it to say 9. Now try to run it. And the row executes successfully. SQL statement. Check it out whether the data got inserted also or not. Okay, so it's here. Correct. Let's try to insert one more row this time. Come on. Say this is the third John. Okay, like there are many people in the city or locality or state or a country by the same name. Their IDs are different. The most essential data, as someone asked me how to keep it, is decide whether it should be a primary or not. That depends upon the situation. Are you understanding? Right? For the, don't everyone don't need to break their head. For those who will go ahead into SQL and understand normalization, how do we break the table, decompose into one normal form, two normal form? I know this would be bouncer for a lot of people who are coming from scratch. This is just to answer that high-end question, the one who asked you. All right, we automatically come to know what column should be a primary key or what multiple column together should become a group of primary or a candidate key. Anyways, let's come back to Mr. Third John. He's waiting for us. Okay, so third John. This time, what do I do is I made sure that the Aadhaar number is different. Say something like this: A and B, S and all. But unfortunately, forgot to change the pen number and inserting 107 again. Same. Let me run. Okay, so once again the same error. Duplicate entry 107 for the student in pen column. The way it was the error shown in Aadhaar column last time, this is a duplicate key error in the pen column. Guys, please ensure is this clear? Yes, Himanshu. Normalization reduces data redundancy. जब आपने ये वर्ड यूज ही कर लिया है, ऑलराइट, जब आपने ये वर्ड यूज ही कर लिया है, यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग? सो लेट मी टेल यू, redundancy is nothing but the repetition of the data. I hope you got my point. Is it right? Fine. That is nothing but a repetition of the data. Can we automate data into these tables, or it's always a manual? No, Durga, we have to automate. Understood? Manual entry से बचने के लिए, for that we have to write the complete automation code. All right, the complete automation code for auto increment. I hope you understand. All right, how to define which column is a primary key and which one is the unique key. All right, that's what I said. The one who was asking the question, which column primary, which one is a unique key. Depending upon the requirement of the project, case study, and the table, we always select, the one which is going to be automatically incremented in the table. See, this could be nice to understand. The column ID which I decided as a primary key that could be easily auto incremented. 1 के बाद 2, 2 के बाद 3, 3 के बाद 4. All right. So people who are attending the webinar here or this boot camp sessions here, automatically the participant numbers are getting incremented. Is it right? 100 people join, 200 the 200 ke baad next will be 201. But suddenly if I ask you all these 200 guys who are here in my session today, please enter your Aadhaar number. Although it is unique, but I cannot keep them auto incremented, right? Jadip, who asked me that question? Not Jadip, truth of life, someone. Aadhaar number cannot be in a serial order of these 200 people, correct? Or maybe a pen card number, license numbers, all these cannot be. Your vehicle number, आपकी गाड़ी का number, people, your vehicle number again cannot be auto incremented. That could be different in series, right? And so ideally you can say this way also, the number that can be auto incremented, that is easy to be implemented as a primary key. Please give me thumbs up or acknowledge in the chat box if this point is pretty clear. Got it, ma'am. Thank you. All right. If we want to create data for 100%, is there any shortcut? Panchami, ideally speaking, no. All right. Data entry has to happen manually. Of course, you can write for loops to enter the data for the 100 people. All right. To enter the data for 100, 200 people, we can definitely ask them to enter it in a loop. All right. You can, after the session, Google about what are these loops and all. Right. But I can make your work easier this way. You can enter multiple values. Okay, you can enter the multiple values this way. Check it out how. Say insert into student 1. Student 1's these columns. ID, S name, pen, Aadhaar, these values. Right? To enter multiple values together, like many rows at a time, so that you don't have to run the insert query again and over again. With the student table, just mention the column names and now keep writing rows of data separated by comma. How? These values. Say number 4. Number 4. Say user is Wilson. Okay, Aadhaar pen number is 109 and Aadhaar number I'm just writing A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, after that again comma and one more row. Control C, I'm doing a control V. Okay, so this would one way simplify your work, but this is not the solution of the question you are asking. Wilson, say 110 is a pen number, for example, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, just to change it so that it doesn't give me an error. I hope you understand. Okay, so it has inserted this time two records. And if you want to verify these two rows have been inserted also or not, then please run the select query again. All right. Fine. One question that I'm seeing in the chat box quite a couple of number of times. So let me do this way. I copy, I paste it. 4 done, 5 done. This is 6. Let it say again John 112. And here, see how do we insert null values? Everybody, null value कैसे insert करते हैं? आप खाली नहीं छोड़ सकते. You cannot leave it blank. You can't even leave it like this. Null means you have to write this keyword null and that too in capital. Understanding here. The last column is a unique key. Right? The last column of the table is a unique key. You see, it has accepted. All right, it has accepted. So if you run the table now, for John, that is the last John, there is no Aadhaar number. Of course, it's always fine. I hope you got. Being unique, it's always fine. The detail can be, let me say, null. Right? So for it, those who are asking unique key can be null, unique key can be null. Of course, unique key can be null. A column cannot be null. Number one, see only in two cases. Column cannot be null. Number one, if it is a primary key. Number two, if you explicitly specify there, not null, which is our third constraint for the day today. Okay, that's our third constraint for the day today. I hope it's answered to all those people who are asking, can unique keys be null? Okay, so let's see how to do that. Okay, let's see how to do that, please. How to make a column as not null. Let's say I create a table. Okay, or let me drop this table. Drop table student one. Entire table will be dropped. Okay, let me create this table one more time. I create this table one more time. All right, but this time let me say the student name. I keep it as not null. Okay, student name. This is I can keep it as not null. Is that clear? All of us. You want a unique key to be not null. You can even mention that too. Is that clear? See, two columns I mentioned it. Those who are asking, if unique key should not accept null value, तो आपको दो दो constraint देना पड़ेगा. Tell me what happened in this table now. Aadhaar card is a string. This is a unique key also, and it cannot be null. So now only it won't allow the null value. Okay, and even the student name per I mentioned I applied that restriction. Even it can also be not null. So now if you try to execute this query, guys, what is happening? Tell me. Student number 6, John 112, null. It says column Aadhaar cannot be null. Are you understanding now? I'm sorry. Column Aadhaar cannot be null. Is it very clear? All of us, those who are asking the concept. Yes, of course, sequence of statement does not matter. But if you take, not give anything, then it will take auto or not. No, Jaideep, it won't take auto. If you don't give anything, it will give you an error that there is a missing column. Okay, Jaideep is asking, कुछ भी नहीं दिया तो क्या वो null हो जाएगा? Answer is no. See what will happen. See, instead of null here, I stop. I don't give the value of the fourth column. अच्छा वो तो अभी not null ही है. Fine. So let me alter this table. 1 minute. Don't get confused. I'm altering the table. I'm adding one more column. Alter table student one. Add say marks of the type integer. The table is altered. Table is altered. Try to check it out. Yeah, you see the marks column is here. You got my point? The marks column is here. So how many values it is accepting? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now for marks, we never declared any constraint called as not null. So ideally it should accept null values, right? आप जब तक बोलोगे नहीं नॉट नल नहीं चलेगा या नल नहीं चलेगा तब तक वो नल एक्सेप्ट करता ही रहेगा. So marks is not null. So what will I do? Let me see like this. 6 ID, John name, 112 is a PAN card number. A, B, C, D, E, F, G is Aadhaar number. Last wala column marks, I don't give anything. It gives an error. Column count does not match. Right? So what does it mean? Column count does not match. You expect a column there. Okay, same thing will happen if you leave ID blank. Okay, ID blank, if you leave it, that the same thing will happen. All right. Otherwise, in 100 different ways, even you can try it out. I hope that question is answered. All right. Now, the last constraint that remains is a foreign key. Foreign key, people. Okay, look, this is all what we've done. We learned primary key, we learned not null, primary key. We learned not null. Okay, these are all the CRUD based SQL queries, people. What we are using today are all the different CRUD based queries: create, delete, update, alter, select, right? Unique key we have seen, not null we have seen. Okay, let's quickly see foreign key. That's something very standard to understand. Okay, now ideally what happens, see, foreign key is used to link one or more than one table together. All right, one or more than one table together. Okay, fine. I give you one rough example. Look, I give you one rough example. I have two tables. So let it get open quickly. My word is opening. Chalo. Okay, suppose we have two tables here. Okay, Okay, this is the first table or a student table. Let me not take student. Let us take this time product. Okay, this is a product table. This is a product table, and these are the columns of the table. Say product ID, product name, and product price. Okay, say we sell three product. Product number one, which is pen, price is rupees 10. Product number two, pencil, price is rupees 5. And product number three, say eraser, price is again rupees 5. Okay, now I have another table over here called as order table. Okay, order ID, product ID, amount. Okay, let me create the table this way. Okay, so first column in this table, this is an order table. Okay, so first column is an order ID, second column is product ID, third column is say quantity, and the fourth column is suppose amount. Okay, now how the gross goes in this table, order number one. Listen to me now, listen to me. Another IMP concept here. In the first order, you have sold which product? You have to write that. But don't write the name, just mention the ID because there can be two products by the same name, but the two products may not be with the same ID. Alright, say pencil of brand one, pencil of brand two, but both of them are pencil, but their IDs are different. Or detergent powder, but of two different brands. So the products are same, but the IDs are different. So in order number one, say product number two was sold. Of course, I can go in any order this time. पहले कस्टमर ने पेंसिल खरीद के गया, तो पेंसिल का प्रोडक्ट आईडी 2 है. He purchased two pencil. Price of one pencil is 5 rupees. So two pencil ka amount will be 10. I'm little quick now. In the second order, keep your eyes on focus 200%. It's very interesting. Say in the second order, product number 3 was sold. But this fellow he purchased 5 erasers. Price of one eraser is 5, so total amount will be 25. And in the third order, again product number 3 was sold. Okay, he purchased say again 3 erasers, so 5 threes are 50. Right? But suppose by mistake instead of 3, I enter here 13. I want answer from you all, my friends who are attending the session. Is this data valid? Product number 13 is sold. Tell me, is this data valid? Okay. No. No. Fine. Fine. No. Okay, many people. Navin says, Santosh says, many people are saying here no. No ID found, guys. Somebody says, correct? How come it should be valid? It should not be valid. Is it right? It should definitely not be valid. Correct? Because there is no product number 13 that we sell. So that means we have to link. Now look up. This is another IMP point. We have to link the product ID column of product table with the product ID column of order table. The column names can be different, but the data should be same. So instead of that, I can write PROD ID, that is product ID. You just write ID. Is it right? So this is the definition of the foreign key. When primary key of one table enters into another table and link the two tables, it becomes a foreign key. Alright, so if you link this two table, foreign key will never allow the data which is not present in the parent table to be allowed in the second table. Got it? Right? I would be glad if somebody acknowledge in the chat box the concept of foreign key understood or not. Yes, Jaydeep, we have to give relations, right? But I'm not talking about any relation today like one to one or one to many. That would be a concept after understanding foreign keys. Okay, Jaydeep, you can say relations are created using primary keys and foreign keys, right? For example, the moment I declare foreign key in the order table today, automatically the relationship one to many will be created. Okay, people are saying didn't get it, please explain again. Okay, have a look, please have a look. See, in the order table, third order says that it has sold product number 13, but actually speaking there is no product number 13 in the product table, correct? There are only three products whose id are 1, 2 and 3. So our order table should not accept the ID which is not there in the product table. Is it now clear? Right? Order table should not accept those product IDs which is not present in the product table. So that for that to happen, we have to make product ID in the order table as a foreign key. Means you have to connect these two columns. Okay, you have to connect these two columns. Check it out. Those who are asking me. Okay, these two columns we have to connect people. Are you understanding now? Check my arrow mark. The product ID from product table and product ID in the order table. You have to connect these two columns. Only if you connect these two columns, the primary key over here will become foreign key into other table. Okay, let me write in the bracket. Here it was a primary key. And this column when enters into the order table, it will be called as a foreign key. I'm writing in short. Is that fine? Now tell me, is it clear? Foreign key. Everyone, guys, come on, be a little quick. Is it clear? Okay, even if the slightest confusion, I'm ready to go through it all over again. In case of 13, product key does not exist, then what error will it give? That's what I will show you, Naveen. That I will show you practically. If product 13 is not existing, then what error should it show? Correct? Look, let me show you that practically. Okay, so here we go all together. Let's say create table, product. Okay. PID, product ID, integer, and this column is a primary key. P name, product name, and this column is a string. The table has price also. Let me keep it as an int. Execute the query. Okay, table got created. So let's insert some rows into it. Insert into product values. Product number 1, that's pen, price 10. Okay. Product number 2, that's pencil, the price is 5. Product number 3, that's eraser. Let me say again, price is 5. Executing the second query, executing the third query. Okay, it's giving me an error because I forgot to make ID 3 from 1. No issues. Primary key isn't allowing. Read the table, please. Once read the table. So select star from product. Right? Product table with 3 rows is in front of you. Correct. So let's go to create the order table now. Create table orders. See, the word order is a keyword. So change the name of the table. If it's a keyword, it will give you an unnecessary error. Okay, let's take orders. Alright. First column, let us take it as OID, means order ID. The two transaction ID cannot be same. It's an integer and a primary key of the second table. Right? I have here PID. I can write PID again. I can change the column name and write product ID. That is not a matter. But you have to connect product ID with PID. That is what matters. How to do that? Let's see. It's an integer. Make sure the two data types are same. Primary key and foreign key, the two data type is same. Right? Meaning, if PID to be linked by the second table has data type integer here, then it should be data type integer here also. Right? Foreign keys are declared in the end of the table creation. Let us see how. I think there were two more columns, something quantity as integer, amount also as integer. I'm not interested as of now. You can make them not null as well. Okay, fine. So order ID is a first column, product ID is a second column, quantity is a third column, amount is a fourth column. After you are done by defining all the column, right? After the definition of all the columns is complete, now let me show you in the end how to declare the foreign key. Use the keyword foreign key. Like we have the keyword primary key. In the bracket, write which of these four column you want to be the foreign key. All right. Out of this four column, which column you want to link? See, two questions. Two question. Which column to link and with which table to link? Okay. Which column? Come on. I want to link which column? PRODID. Correct. This column. Right. With which table you want? Product table. So for that we have to use the keyword references. Hero of the movie now. Okay, let me complete the syntax. Then I will teach you what is the meaning of references there. Product table, PID. Okay, if I just copy this part in a Word file, since I can increase the size of the font there. Okay, look how to declare the foreign keys. This is what we wrote. And before this column foreign key, there were all the other columns defined, right? So we have mentioned in this table, the foreign key is product ID. Okay, and keep on checking what I'm coloring now. And this column product id is a reference given to. Are you understanding? It is a reference given to. One moment please, if I could quickly select it. Okay, okay, this is a reference given to PID column of product table. Are you getting it? This is a reference given to the PID column from the product table, right? Table name outside the bracket, column name to refer and link inside the bracket. I hope you got my point. Is that clear? Fine. Please, for the last time, product ID is a foreign key. हाँ, but by linking which column? ऐसे ही तो foreign key बन नहीं जाएगा. ये column foreign key है by giving reference to PID column of product table. Now you have to make sure the column PID exists there. You have to make sure the table product exists there. All right. Acknowledge in the chat box. Is the concept of foreign key clear, please? Somebody. Okay. 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 Fine. 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 Super clear. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Those who are acknowledging us, that help us clearly to understand you are getting it or not. Fine. Okay. So let me run this query now. Let me run this query. Okay. Product. PRODID. One moment, please. Okay, I just ignore. I think I forgot the semicolon or something. It executed. Okay, maybe I forgot the semicolon in the end. I just added and it executed. All right, now let's see how foreign key help us to not to enter wrong data. Okay, quickly let's help. Last 1 minute of the session today. Quick, be clear, everyone. Focus on the screen. Insert into orders values. Order number one has sold. Suppose product number two, say 5 in quantity, and that amounted rupees 50, because one product price is 10, so definitely 10 5s are 50. Green tick, that means it got executed. All right, fine. Let me see now. Order number 2 has sold product number 3, one in quantity. That is, of course, so 5 rupees. But instead of product number 3, I write product number 13. The one who was asking me in the chat box, to kya hoga? Check it out now. Right? Sorry. Cannot add or update. Check the error. Foreign key constraint fails. Am I right? What do you mean by foreign key constraint fails? It is a foreign key who is replying you. Okay, ये आपको foreign key reply कर रहा है. Guys, foreign key is replying you. Number 13 not found. That's sorry. I hope you got my point. Is it right? Can we? Yes, 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 Navin. Yes. Of course, you can include the foreign key from different databases as well. You just have to give the proper names of the schema then. But the syntax will change. Okay, we fall short of time, or else I would have just shown you that. All right, it's absolutely possible. Look, the question Navin is posting in the chat box. Is it fine to link the table from the different database? It's altogether correct. All right, fine. That's Navin's question. Okay. What about the others, guys? Is it clear foreign key concept? What is the relationship called product table in order? Okay, relationship over here is one to many. Okay, one to many means one order can sell multiple products. You got my point? In one order, we can sell multiple products. All right, fine. So let's quickly put up what we have done all together today. Let me stop my screen sharing as we are always connected in back-to-back classes. All right. We started with a constraint. It was part 2 of CRUD. We once again executed all the operations create, read, delete, update. Is it right? Fine. Later, we moved on to understand the 4 types of constraint primary key, unique key. Is it right? Yes, 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 Navin. We can calculate the price. No, 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 Navin. Price cannot be calculated. We can calculate amount. Is it right? I wrote the amount there. Hello, guys. All of my friends who are attending the session here. How is amount calculated? By multiplying price into quantity. Is it right? By simply multiplying price into quantity. So that's what your answer is, Navin. Amount can be calculated. From order to product, it was one to many. Yes, Jadip, correct. Jadip is answering to truth of life, yes. Okay, anyways, we learned primary key, but the table can have only one primary key. For many of my friends who ask, like, फिर कैसे पता चलेगा कौन primary, कौन unique, always try to work intelligent. Those columns which you can figure it out, who can generate the data automatically, auto-generated, they should be ideally a choice of primary key. Is it right? Okay, fine. Later on, we also moved on to understand the not null constraint. It doesn't allow the data in the column as null values. Is it right? Unique keys can be many, but by default, it is not null. It doesn't accept. You have to make unique key not null as well explicitly. And in the end, we learn the concept of foreign key. Foreign keys are nothing but the links given from one table to another, or a column from one table who enters makes a foreign entry into another table. Is that clear? Fine. Okay, if you really like our sessions, our content, whatever we deliver, if it is really understandable at your end, okay, to give us a good rating, do go through our link in the description for all those programs that we offer, the full stack programs for web development. Let's upgrade full stack program for data science. Please go even through all the discounts that we offer, some coupon codes that you can go through. Please refer us to your friends as well, and do make sure that you are connected to us tomorrow, which will be the last day of our boot camp. Okay, please come with your doubts tomorrow. I would be very much glad to answer them. All right, fine. Okay, guys, good night. See you back. Study hard, enjoy hard. All right, take care.